Hey guys, welcome to Local Nerd News. I'm Nerd Dude.
I'm Sabike.
And we got some news from DC Comics. So, they said that they were going to do a new line of comics. And this is meant for a mature audience. It's called Black Label. So what this does, it's going to try and bring in more of an adult demographic.
So like the way I picture this, your Batman, your Superman, your Wonder Woman, like the main heroes will be under this title.
Of course.
And then like the ones that are more, for lack of a better word, like childish or fun, that kind of stuff, like the Flash and all that, they can stay as they are.
Well, actually, at
least that's the way I see it.
Well, with Black Label, I think it's kind of like its own. It's separate from the current DC comic line. So
Okay.
it's its own separate universe, like different individual stories that probably won't link to each other, but it'll be like short stories about different heroes. And hopefully, if we have enough time, we can talk about which heroes we want to see and what stories we want to see them in. So, the first book in Black Label is Superman Year One by Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. So, veteran writer Frank Miller's back, but he's not drawing the book.
Yeah. So. That's a win.
Yeah, it's a win. So Frank Miller, pretty good writer, kind of downgraded after All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder.
Yeah, I don't think All-Star Batman was overly popular.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because he's the goddamn Batman. He's the goddamn Batman. He's the goddamn Batman.
Just every time he says it, just ramps up the volume.
No, just put the panel of it. There's an actual panel that says, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the goddamn Batman." Says that. He says that in the book, and that's from Frank Miller. But John Romita Jr. is a really, really good. He's a really good artist. So basically, from BleedingCool.com, link in the description. Superman Year One is a groundbreaking, definitive treatment of Superman's classic origin story in honor of his 80th anniversary. So yeah, it's coming out this year. Yeah, it's coming out this year, of course. This story details new revelations that reframe the Man of Steel's most famous milestones, from Kal-El's frantic exile from Krypton, to Clark Kent's childhood in Kansas, to his inevitable rise to become the most powerful and inspiring superhero of all time.
Well, as much as you would know, we're not big fans of Superman.
Yeah.
But as much crap as we give him, he is a very inspiring hero.
Yeah, he is. He is the superhero. Yeah. He started it all back in 1938.
Yeah, like I said, like as much crap as we give him.
Yeah. We have to acknowledge that he is a really good hero to aspire to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It says it's gonna have new details about his origin. And here's the thing that I'm worrying about. It's gonna be either in this book or in Brian Michael Bendis' Superman book that he's gonna do. Superman is actually a grown genetic clone.
Yeah, boy.
It's a genetic clone of the DNA of Jor-El and Laura Lorvan. Because Laura Lorvan is infertile.
Well, you can sort of see that working, but...
No!
Like I said,
it's a retcon, man! It sucks!
You know.
Can you imagine that? How many people would be angry that Superman is actually a clone instead of the sun? Because think about it. The smartest man of the entire planet can't have children with his wife. So what does he do? He creates the perfect boy. He creates the perfect Kryptonian.
Well,
how angry?
According to DC, he should be the only Kryptonian outside of his cousin, his enemies.
Don't you see? He's the last son. He's the last son. But don't worry, they'll retcon it sometime. They'll be like, they'll fix it probably in an Infinite Crisis moment, like, oh, Superboy Prime has returned, and he's gonna retcon everyone with a retcon punch.
His new superpower.
His new superpower, retcon punch, man. You see reality, just punch it. You'll cause ripple effects. Jason Todd returns from the grave.
Yep.
But I'm really worried about that, man.
Right.
Hopefully it's good. Okay, next one is Batman Damned by Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. And they've actually worked together before. They did, I think they did Lex Luthor, Man of Steel. They did Joker.
So pretty good titles.
Yeah, so they've done that together, and they're really good books. So basically, this book is set on a so here it is. On a deserted Gotham City bridge, a body is found. Whispers spread the news. Joker is dead.
Alright, so good start.
Ooh, but this is a dream come true. But is this a dream come true, or a nightmare being born? Now Batman and DC's outlaw magician, John Constantine, must hunt the truth through a Gotham City hellscape. The city's supernatural recesses are laced with hints about a killer's identity, but the Dark Knight's descent into horror will test his sanity and the limits of rationality, as he must face a horror that doesn't wear a mask. This sounds pretty cool.
It sounds really cool.
It sounds amazing.
Plus it has Constantine.
Yeah, you have Constantine joining up with Batman. Joker is dead, which is like...
Yeah, who saw that coming?
Who saw that coming? Like, you don't kill the Joker.
Yeah, you know, Batman's arch nemesis.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Actually, yeah. So, man, this sounds like it's going to be a really cool book. I can't wait to buy it. This is going to be, like, when it comes out, buy it.
Yeah, although the only actual Batman title I collect is Detective Comics, I'm actually really tempted to buy that one.
So the next one is a working title, Wonder Woman Diana's Daughter by Greg Rucka.
So like I said at the beginning, the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they'd be in it.
Yeah. And this is a working title by Greg Rucka, who is a veteran writer of Wonder Woman. He did the first few arcs of Rebirth. He did some other stuff with Wonder Woman, and it's pretty good. So basically, it's been 20 years since the world stopped looking to the skies for hope, help, and inspiration. Now the world keeps its eyes down, and the powers that have risen have every intention of keeping things that way. Amongst a scattered, broken resistance, a young woman seeks to reclaim what has been forgotten, and on the way will learn the truth about herself, her heritage, and her destiny. Okay, so basically, this is a new character that's set outside the continuity, so it's a brand new character. And yeah, this sounds pretty interesting. But
it kind of sounds like there's like a corporation that's taken over the Earth or something like that.
Yeah, so maybe
this is more of a tangent, but it's kind of like in one of the episodes of the 2012 2003 Ninja Turtles, where Shredder took over the world.
Yes, yeah, so maybe
sort of like that.
Yeah, so maybe there'll be like a superpowered tyrant who's the head of a corporation, and he's just oppressing the people. And Diana's daughter just rises from the ashes and just says, "All right, that's enough. I know who I am. You're going down." The next one is Wonder Woman Historia, The Amazons, from Kelly Sue DeConnick, Phil Jimenez, and Romulo Fajardo Jr. I'm really sorry about pronunciation. So basically, this Wonder Woman story is an Homeric epic of the lost history of the Amazons and Queen Hippolyta's rise to power, featuring monsters and myths. This three-book saga spans history from the creation of the Amazons to the moment Steve Trevor washes up on the shores of Paradise Island, changing our world forever.
So that's pretty much like the history of Themyscira before Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Diana became Wonder Woman. So it'll probably pick up about, I'm not sure what to believe. The New 52, I'm not sure what to do. The New 52 or the movie. So basically, Amazons are like, all right, we must protect the world of man, or blah 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 blah, or man is evil and we must stay hidden, blah 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 blah. So I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest Wonder Woman fan, so I don't know that much about the Amazons and Themyscira and how they did it, like how why they're isolated and stuff like that. But hopefully this book, if it catches my interest,
we'll explain it.
Will explain it. Will explain it better to me. The next one is The Other History of the DC Universe from John Ridley, a compelling literary series analyzing iconic DC moments and charting socio-political gains through the perspectives of DC superheroes who come from traditionally disenfranchised groups, including Jon Stewart, Extrano, Vixen, Supergirl Katana, and Renee Montoya, among others. At its core, the story focuses on the lives of those behind the costumes and their endeavors to overcome real-world issues. It isn't about saving the world, it's about having the strength to simply be who you are.
So that story is more about the identities of the heroes.
It's not focusing on the super, it's focusing on the hero. It's focusing on what do they deal with outside their superhero life?
Outside of saving the world, what do they do?
So I feel like this will be the most real. It'll be the most relatable. Most relatable real book of this thing. So that sounds pretty interesting. Can't wait. All right, next one is Batman: Last Night on Earth from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. This got me excited. This already has me excited now.
Yeah, because we don't record this with video, he just raised his arms in the air.
I just raised my hands, man. I'm like, that photo of Jesus when he rises from the River Jordan?
Yeah.
And his arms are up? That's how I feel right now. It's like,
single ray of sun just...
And a dove just comes to me like, yes, we have answered your prayers.
We have this title now.
Okay, so basically, Batman wakes up in a desert. He doesn't know what year it is or how the Joker's head is alive in a jar beside him.
Okay, so this is obviously after the damn part. After he's killed, they just cut off his head and it's alive.
Nah, this is probably different. This has to be separate.
So that's a morbid concept.
Yeah, but it's the beginning of a quest unlike anything the Dark Knight has undertaken before. In this strange future, villains are triumphant and society has liberated itself from the burden of ethical codes.
Okay, so anarchy.
Fighting to survive while in search of answers, Bruce Wayne uncovers the truth about his role in this new world and begins the last Batman story ever told. Okay.
So we're not getting rid of the character. This is his final journey.
Oh.
One moment.
Sorry guys about that short intermission. I just had a phone call.
Alright, anyway.
So basically this story, it sounds really interesting. It's like a dystopian future.
Villains of corrupted society.
Yeah. So basically, it's like stories we've read before. It's like the Hulk at the end, or Wolverine Old Man Logan, or any of those other stories where a hero is set in a dystopian future in which it's basically anarchy.
Yeah, once again, this kind of relates back to the Ninja Turtles episode where the Shredder controls the world. Like, anyone who doesn't comply dies.
Yeah. So this sounds pretty interesting. I cannot wait. Obviously, Joker's in a jar. So
I don't know whether I'd collect the individual issues or whether I'd wait until they came out with the graphic novel.
I'm not sure if it is individual issues. I think it's like a collected volume. I think it's like Killing Joke and the Earth 1 series. I think it's like that.
Yes, if it's like that, I'll get it. But
yeah.
If it's individual issues, I'll just wait.
Yeah. So, all these sound really good, but it's only focusing on the Trinity, which is very disappointing.
Personally, I would actually like to see like Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter, because depending on the Green Lantern.
Yeah. Like how would you write a story about that in a mature?
Well, that's the thing. There's different alien races and everything, and one of them might be like a murderous cult or something. But with Martian Manhunter, when he's
his origin.
Yeah, when he's not. Well, you could do his origin.
Yeah.
But with Martian Manhunter, outside of being the Martian Manhunter, he's actually a detective, so he'd be able to go through and do cases.
Yes. Remember that Martian Manhunter movie plot I told you about?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, guys, I was like, okay, I want to redo the DC cinematic universe. How do I do it? So I told you a couple films. I told you in a video that in the New Gods video, like different movies that we could have done, like how they could have done it, and then they could have set up New Gods and the Dark Side and all that stuff. I thought, okay, so after Justice League, Justice League will introduce Martian Manhunter. That'll give us a brief origin story, but it won't focus on him. It'll focus, of course,
it'll incorporate him, but it won't be solely about him.
Yeah, it'll build his character. But with the movie, it builds on his character even more because it's going to be like I had two ways to do it: Martian Manhunter before Justice League, or Martian Manhunter after Justice League.
Personally, I think after would be a better story because he has to adapt to the world. And
So basically, if it was going to be before Justice League, I would have done a 1950s detective noir in which Martian Manhunter is under the alias John Jones, and he works at the GCPD with his partner Jim Corrigan, who guys might know is the Spectre.
So that could be a title that they do, but maybe. Well, they at the moment doesn't seem like
copyright local nerd news.
Yep.
You're not stealing my ideas, DC.
But see, that kind of stuff with the detective, that could be something they could incorporate into this because detectives have to do a bunch of mature things instead of being all the fun time stuff that goes on.
Yeah, and the really cool thing is with the villain, it's Decay Duras. Copyright local nerd news. And the crimes are basically people are being skinned alive.
Yeah,
you have to find it.
See, you can't put people being skinned alive in the regular timeline. It has to be in the.
It has to be in Elseworld story. Yeah. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
Would you have done it like that? No, you wouldn't have.
No. I probably wouldn't have done it like that, but. That actually sounds very interesting.
Yeah, and copyright local nerd news for the third time.
Yeah. So in case you didn't get the message the other two times.
Now, I really want to see an Aquaman title, but it's his origin story. So basically...
Now, is this the Aquaman with a hook for a hand, or is this the Aquaman without the hook?
Without the hook.
Okay.
So basically, Aquaman tries to find out who he is, but there's a lot of... But the book focuses on segregation, because he's the only blonde Atlantean there.
And he just so happens to be king.
And he happens to be the heir. But the thing is, there's history as to why the Atlanteans hate blondes. There's background context because the blonde Atlanteans betrayed the kingdom of Atlantis. They tried to oppress Atlantis, but they exiled them into the lost kingdom Zebel, where Mara comes from. But she's a redhead, but.
Yeah, but
you could
figure that out.
Yeah,
it would also have to deal with the segregation on land, as everyone knows that he's not a surface worlder.
Yeah, because the secret went out.
Yeah.
So he retreats back to Atlantis, but the thing is, they arrest him. He hasn't done anything
apart from being blonde.
And you focus the book on Aquaman trying to overcome his treatment, because they're like giving him a lower quality standards of being a prisoner than all the rest of the prisoners, and it's all because he's blonde. So the book focuses on segregation, and the prison garb is his classic Aquaman attire, which I think the original origin story does. And once the people come to respect him, they're like, "Oh, my king, we have saved you the best armor that any king should have." And he's like, "No.
Nah, I'll stick with this.
No, I'm going to wear this." And they're like, "Your prison garments, but you're not a prisoner." And he's like, "Exactly. I'm not, but I'm not one of you, and I'm not one of them. I am my own self. So this will be a reminder about who I am and how I'm different from the rest of the world, because I am the bridge between Atlantis."
He's the bridge between worlds.
I'm the bridge between worlds, and people have to be reminded that I'm not like them, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. So,
boom.
Yeah. So
Copyright Local Nerd News.
So once again, DC, if you're going to use these titles, at least ask.
At least ask, man, or just hire us. Just say, just send us a GPO box to Australia. Oh, we want to see you, man. We want U.S. writers. We want you to do this. We want you to be the directors of the new DC movie.
Yeah, but honestly, like, what are the odds about DC seeing this? Like,
low.
Yeah, very low. But if you do, contact us.
Yeah, copyright Local Nerd News, man.
Yeah. For the second time?
For the second time.
Alright.
Ah, man. But there's so many titles we want to see, but man, that's all the time we have now, man. Yeah. But as always, I'm Nerd Dude.
I'm Sabaguy. Until next time.